It's Thursday, July 15. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Gabrielle Thompson. Jamaicans will soon have another route to report child abuse. The Ministry of Education will be launching a helpline. Minister of Education, Youth and Information Favour Williams made the announcement in Parliament this week. Simone Absalom Gale gives us the details.
The National Children's Registry NCR says since January 2021, each month they have recorded between 800 to 900 reports of child abuse or children at risk of being abused. The Youth and Information Minister Favour Williams says the 211 helpline will be launched in September.
This helpline will be manned 24 hours by child care professionals and will be a significant addition to the child protection ecosystem. We will be running a national campaign to inform Jamaicans of this new helpline, as we will transition it to be the main helpline for reporting child abuse in Jamaica. And because it will be easy to remember, we know that it will be used in those times.
She says the Education Ministry, through the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, will be embarking on a positive or good parenting campaign.
The ministry, through the CPFSA, will be embarking on a positive or good parenting campaign in an effort to empower Jamaican parents to raise happy, healthy, and smart children. The ministry will also be embarking on a corporal punishment campaign where parents will be encouraged to try positive discipline strategies.
Minister Williams also gave an update on the Street and Working Children Framework of Action.
An analysis of the root causes underpinning children living and working on the street indicate that consumption poverty is the most obvious push factor for child labor on the streets, and the potential for quick monetary gains is the most significant pull factor. Cabinet's approval was secured for the circulation of the final document, as well as for the establishment of a multi-sectoral body to review and finalize a street and working children framework of action and oversee the implementation of said framework of action. The CPFSA is currently in the process of establishing the task force.
For the news on PBCJ, I'm Simone Absalom Gale.
The new state-of-the-art Mount Salem police station in St. James has been officially opened. The building was dubbed open for service through a virtual ceremony on Wednesday. The facility was built by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JASIF, at a cost of approximately $45 million with funding from the European Union. It will benefit some 9,050 residents in Mount Salem and its surrounding areas. Melvin Pennant reports.
In 2017, Mount Salem was a hotspot for criminal activity, so much so that the first zone of special operations, or ZOZO, was declared in this community. According to Police Commissioner Major Anthony Anderson, the building of a new police station in Mount Salem is part of a momentum to modernize and build out the police force.
This momentum that we're seeing in terms of the development of this station, in terms of opening 3 police stations in 2 weeks, is not just a momentum of infrastructure. It's also a momentum that we have inputted into our recruiting. We have graduated 254 police officers since April. I have 712 police officers in training now. Our capacity to train police officers has tripled. So as we come out, or not even come out, as we have learned to survive with COVID, because last year this time we were talking about surviving COVID. What we're talking about is thriving by the opportunity, from the opportunities that COVID-19 has presented to us.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness also reiterated the point.
Putting the station here in proximity to the zone of special operations in Mount Salem is strategic. Of course, the station was always here, but we decided that as a part of our crime-fighting strategy, in addition to the short-term operational intervention that will bring the murder rate down, in the area. We will make some long-term investments. This is one of them.
One of the other initiatives was announced by Jamaica Social Investment Fund boss, Omar Sweeney.
I'm pleased to announce that the Mount Salem Primary and Infant School, which is another commitment that was made to the community as a part of the zone, we will sign the contract and start the constructions for the rehabilitation of the school in August.
One of the major partners for the project was the European Union, and EU Ambassador Marianne Van Steen was on hand for the opening.
It has been very fast. I have to say I'm very impressed in a couple of months to see that building standing there where there was nothing 6-7 months ago. The European Union's contribution to this achievement is a concrete evidence of our commitment to supporting Jamaica to achieve its own nationally agreed priorities. Over the last 45 years, it has been said, the European Union and the government of Jamaica have collaborated intensively to deliver tangible support and assets with long-lasting benefits for the people of Jamaica in a wide range of areas.
Melvin Pennant, PBCJ News.
Kingston's Mayor Senator Councillor Delroy Williams says the drain cleaning program for the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season has begun in several communities across the municipality. The annual cleaning program is part of the municipality's hurricane preparedness activities and flood mitigation exercise. Speaking at Tuesday's monthly meeting of the corporation at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston, the mayor indicated that the process started with the cleaning of critical coastal and non-coastal drains. He says the cleaning of regular drains will follow. Mayor Williams informed that members of the City Engineers Department of the municipality have also been in the field undertaking assessment of drains that need cleaning. The 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1 to November 30, is predicted to be active. Japan's Foreign Affairs Minister Toshimitsu Motegi will visit Jamaica from July 19 to 20. This was announced by the Japanese Embassy in Kingston on Wednesday. During his visit, the minister will pay a courtesy call on Prime Minister Andrew Holness and hold ministerial dialogue with Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith. In addition, he will hold a Japan-CARICOM ministerial meeting. In a release on Wednesday, JAMPRO announced that the Pure Jamaican group of companies, which includes the Montego Bay-based 710 Pharmaceutical division, have entered into an exclusive agreement with Swedish-based Klaria Pharma Holding AB. The agreement allows for research and development and for the companies to commercialize their offerings across all of the Latin America and Caribbean region. The groundbreaking offering is a patented, revolutionary pharmaceutical precision dose delivery system for psilocybin to support global advancements in mental health science. With leadership and backing from medicinal cannabis industry veterans in the United States, Canada, Jamaica, Mexico, and Israel, Pure Jamaican is building out pharmaceutical manufacturing operations, a research and development innovation center, and a global supply chain of plant-derived pharmaceutical molecules, including cannabinoids and psilocybin, in Jamaica. Motorists will pay more at the pumps this week for both gas and diesel. We get this plus other key market updates in this business report. Effective Thursday, July 15, motorists can expect to pay more at the pumps for gasoline and diesel. 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $155.70 and $163.99 per liter, following increases of $2.10 and $2.27 respectively. Following an increase of $2.60, automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $146.10 per liter, while ultra-low sulfur diesel is up by $2.76 and will be sold for $154.95 per liter. Kerosene saw a price increase of $3.06 and will be sold for $124.20 per liter. Propane liquid petroleum is up by 51 cents and will be sold for $64.71 per liter. Butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $74.14 after an increase of 97 cents. Be on the lookout for price changes as marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markup to these prices. In Wednesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index advanced by 507 points to close at over 424,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 86 stocks, of which 26 advanced, 43 declined, and 17 traded firm. The Junior Market Index declined by 19 points to close at over 3,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica, Access Financial Services Limited, and Barita Investments Limited. Stocks declined for AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited, Caribbean Cement Company Limited, and Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances Limited. Trading firm were 1834 Investments Limited, Blue Power Group Limited, and Siboney Group Limited. Future Energy Source Company Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 12.6 million units, followed by Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares with over 2.8 million units and Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with 1.1 million units. In foreign exchange trading for Wednesday, July 14, the US dollar sold for an average $155.13. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $125.96. The pound sterling traded for $214.14, and the euro sold for an average $184.99. In market data for oil, prices fell on Thursday, extending losses as investors braced for increased supplies after a compromise deal between leading OPEC producers and as U.S. fuel stocks rose, raising concerns over demand in the world's largest consumer. Brent crude futures fell 1.10 points to $73.66 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude slid 1.23 points to settle at $71.90 a barrel. Regionally, we begin in the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where 8 murders in one day have pushed the country's murder toll to 200 for the year so far. The murders left residents of both Arima and Tunapuna shocked on Wednesday. More in this report from Crystal Wilson.
Well, we just had some multiple killing of about 4 persons, 5 persons at this location and another location in Arima, where we had 3 persons who were murdered. We believe that both set of murders are connected.
Deputy Commissioner of Police MacDonald Jacob, who spoke to the media shortly after his arrival at the scene of one of the murders at St. John's Road in Tunapuna. Police have confirmed a total of 8 murders took place on Wednesday morning. Among the fatalities are 6 men and 2 women. In the first incident, police were called to the Arima Old Road, where they found the bodies of a woman and 2 men. The victims have been identified as Tashera McKenna, her son 19-year-old Jordan McKenna, and his friend Jeremiah De Freitas. Police reports state the 3 were in a SUV at the time when a man who was in another vehicle came out and opened fire on them. It's believed the 3 victims attempted to escape, but all collapsed and died at the scene. And at St. John's Road in Tunapuna, the bodies of 5 people were discovered shortly after noon. Reports are that 2 of the bodies bore gunshot wounds, while 3 others had their throats slit. The victims have been identified as 39-year-old Mustapha Mohammed and 38-year-old Amanda Mohammed, 32-year-old Jasper Jones Bernard, and 31-year-old Matthew Pereira. The 5th person remains unidentified. Investigators suspect the 2 incidents are connected and are also drug-related. Crystal Wilson, TTT News.
In the Bahamas, the government is prepared to hold off on detaining or deporting anyone who may fall under Article 6 of the Constitution, while officials await a decision by the Privy Council on whether any person born in the Bahamas to a Bahamian parent, regardless of marital status, is entitled to citizenship. Kyle Walkeen has these details in this Our News report.
The Court of Appeal has gone into deliberation to decide whether to grant a stay to the government, so the status quo remains as a landmark decision by Supreme Court Justice Ian Winder heads to the Privy Council. Winder's 2020 ruling allowed children born out of wedlock to any Bahamian parent after July 9, 1973, regardless of their marital status, to be granted Bahamian citizenship at birth. The Court of Appeal upheld that ruling last month, with the Crown now taking it to the Privy Council in the UK. In the meantime, lead attorney Franklin Williams made the argument in the Court of Appeal today for things to remain as they are, pending the Privy Council's decision. Williams said the government is even prepared to hold off on detaining or deporting people who may fall in this category under Article 6 of the Constitution. Justice Maureen Crane Scott questioned whether there is a need for a stay, and so did Justice Michael Barnett, who said the issue is whether you can deport a person who falls in the category pending the decision of the court. Justice Crane Scott questioned whether there was really any urgency in staying what was happening before Justice Winder. She said it doesn't appear as though there was anything moving while the Court of Appeal was waiting to hear this matter. The government's attorney said there is a necessity for staying this matter that goes beyond the 5 people spoken of in this case, but anyone spoken of in Article 6 of the Constitution. Justice John Isaacs asked if a stay is granted, does that give others in similar situations the opportunity to make applications to sue the government? Attorney Wayne Monroe QC continues to argue that there is no need for a stay. Justice Barnett said the court will return with a decision as soon as it can. For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
In Guyana, a range of new agri-tourism activities with improvements to those that already exist are expected to come on stream soon amid action to improve the synergy between the agriculture and tourism sectors in the country. This could include, but is not limited to, farmers markets, agricultural tours, and other leisure and hospitality businesses that would attract visitors to the countryside. Newsroom Guyana has the details.
Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustapha and Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Onej Walrand on Wednesday signed a Memorandum of Understanding which seeks to further develop an existing agri-tourism policy in Guyana. The MOU was birthed from a recommendation that was made during last year's Agri-Tourism Week. During the signing ceremony at the Ministry of Agriculture, Minister Mustapha explained that the MOU establishes a shared ambition between the two ministries in an effort to collaborate, coordinate and implement the development of the agri-tourism policy in Guyana. Minister Mustapha said the agri-tourism acts as a mechanism for diversification and income generation for farmers. This, he said, would be achieved through an on-farm activities that would help to maintain the viability of farms and rural communities.
And I can remember vividly last year, both my colleague, Minister Waldron, and myself would have, we spoke at a seminar, an Agri-Tourism Week seminar that was held, and we made a commitment there that we will pursue MOU in agri-tourism. I am very happy to say that this morning that idea that was mooted 1 year ago between myself and Minister Waldron and Ika, we are now here to sign that MOU, and we are about to face reality here today.
In 2020, the agriculture sector amounted for 27.1% of Guyana's non-oil GDP, despite the significant impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on the lives of farmers, fishers, vendors of agriculture inputs, and food traders. Despite the challenges and with the advent of oil, Walrand believes that if managed sustainably, both agriculture and tourism products can coexist for a long time.
It is therefore incumbent on us today to use the opportunity provided by our petroleum bounty to build the foundation of a diversified economy that will persist when that bounty, at whatever time, must inevitably be exhausted.
Country representative for the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, Mr. Wilmot Garnett, was present at the signing ceremony and lauded the partnership. He said that in order for the agri-tourism sector to move forward, partnerships and alliances must be built at both the public and private sector levels. He explained that since 2002, the IICA had a focused program on agri-tourism in the Caribbean region as part of a larger hemispheric program in Latin America and the Caribbean. Since taking office, the government has signaled its intention to develop Guyana's agri-tourism industry. Farmers across the country are therefore being encouraged to capitalize on the benefits of agri-tourism as an additional source of revenue and an overall boost to the country's economy. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.
In sports, we put the spotlight on cricket. The West Indies lost their fourth 2020 T20 international game against Australia by 4 runs in Gros-Islet, St. Lucia on Wednesday night. The Windies have already clinched the 5-match series, which now stands at 3-1 with 1 game to go. Set 190 to win, the home side could only manage 185 for 6, despite a well-struck half-century from Lendy Simmons and some good late-order hitting from Fabian Allen and Andre Russell. Player of the match was Australia's Mitchell Marsh, who bagged a career-best 3 wickets for 24 runs, while Adam Zampa took 2 wickets for 20 runs. And that's the news. On behalf of our entire production crew, we tell you thanks as always for making it PBCJ, the People's Station.